What's good, Eagles fans? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on your dose of chalk it up. Won't matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge to the game. The Philadelphia Eagles did not look good at all against the New England Patriots. Granted, the Patriots played a lot of their starters, and we didn't do that in any capacity. Most of our starters were on the bench, especially when it came to our D-line. There is some positives, though, to take from it. Alex Singleton looked amazing. There were so many different instances where Alex Singleton was the first one to the ball. He was making an impact. He had tackles for loss. He had key tackles that stopped the drive from continuing, I believe, on third down. Alex Singleton just looked the best out of everybody on defense. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, Joe Flacco proved why he needs to be the second-string quarterback and why Jalen Hurts needs to be the bonafide starter. Now, granted, Nick Sirianni and the Eagles haven't officially announced that Jalen Hurts is the starter, but there are too many things leaning in Jalen Hurts' favor. First things first, Joe Flacco just looked so lost. For the offensive line really couldn't protect him, but at the same time, he was so flat-footed. He didn't make their job any easier. He lacks everything that Jalen Hurts has, and that's the escapability, the athleticism, just the ability to make things happen. Overall, Joe Flacco was 10 for 17, only threw 83 yards, and turned the ball over twice. But the first fumble wasn't really his fault because it was a botched snap, and he just tried to make something happen. But overall, he contributed to 2 turnovers from just himself. And then Nick Mullins obviously did Nick Mullins things, throwing an interception as well. But again, it's just a preseason game, right? It's nothing really to be up in arms about. The one thing I do want to speak on is the fact that it looked as though the Eagles didn't seem as prepared, or I don't know what Nick Sirianni's game plan was when it came to the lineups. People clearly see that he's resting guys to make sure they're healthy, going to the week 1. But entering this game against the Patriots, the game plan was just a bit hard to find. Granted, they didn't expect Jalen Hurts to not play. Jalen Hurts ended up going out with a stomach bug or whatever. He had to go to the doctor to get some things taken care of. But he warmed up. Everything seemed fine. But again, he must have caught some kind of stomach bug. We don't really know what it was ultimately, but it wasn't really that serious. That's the one thing we do know. Nonetheless, it just shows why Jalen Hurts needs to be the starter, how this game went. The offensive line lacked a certain level of continuity. They really couldn't protect guys. And like I said, the D-line really couldn't generate any pressures. Alex Singleton, I'm going to go back to him once again. Alex Singleton just looked amazing flying to the ball. It just seemed as though he was near everything. He was affecting everything. So I'm really excited about that. Now, to be shut out just doesn't look good. Nick Sirianni, we should have put some points on the board. We should have, but we didn't. We couldn't even move the ball. We weren't sustaining drives. It was just a combination of things that just didn't look good. We started the game on the wrong foot, and we couldn't really get our swagger back ever since then. Now, DeVonta Smith, he debuted. Now, that was a good thing to see. He was 2 for 5. He had 5 targets, 2 receptions, but one of the missed catches was, I think, a slight drop, I guess you'll say, and then the other 2 were just terrible throws by Joe Flacco. But he shined. You saw the talent. You saw his technique. You saw how he was winning his routes early. You saw his ability to create separation and get the job done. So I think that's something we can hang our hat on with that. We see the talent in DeVonta Smith. As far as everybody else, you didn't really see too much in the passing game or in the running game really. Elijah Holyfield had a big run for 20 yards. Miles Sanders had a 10-yard run. Kenny Gainwell, still being that utility guy, making things happen in the passing game and in the running game. So you can tell they're going to be using Gainwell in so many different ways. I'm excited about the regular season. So much more things to come. I'm really looking forward to this Jets matchup, this final preseason game, and I'm also looking forward to seeing who are the final guys that are going to make this roster and who won't make this roster at all. The running back room is still going to be interesting because Elijah Holyfield might have made a case for himself with his performance the other day. Again, 4 attempts, 31 yards. His longest run of the day was 20. Most likely Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, and Boston Scott will make the roster. I think it's going to be a toss-up between Elijah Holyfield and Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard didn't have a good game, though. Jordan Howard had 3 attempts for 8 yards. His longest run of the day was 6 yards, so everything after that was 1 yard or less. He couldn't really get off. And the fact that Jordan Howard doesn't really get used in the passing game, that can hurt him. So we'll see what happens at the end of the day. But I'll leave it at that. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys have been locked in on your dose of Chalk It Up. Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got churches to the game. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. One love. Stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. Fly with fly.